Thomas Jefferson always hesitant with the present. Reticent. There isn't a plan he doesn't jettison. Matters who matters the hardest, so take your medicine. Then you worship of the national debt. Yeah, sitting there, useless as true crap. Hey, turn around, bend over. I'll show you where my shoe fits.
Compression and you don't. I'm filming, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Hello, my name is Percy Jackson, and look, I didn't want to be a half-blood, and you're watching A Reader's World. So today we'll be talking about The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, the book that got me into reading. Oh, it's so beautiful. I will be doing these reviews of these books because I will be rereading them for the Godly Read-Along started by me and Josh Book Dragon. We will have a live show on The Lightning Thief this Saturday on Josh's channel, May 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't heard of this book, I don't know how you haven't. This book follows a 12-year-old boy by the name of Percy Jackson who discovers that he is the son of a Greek god. And, he finds out that he is framed to have stolen the Master Bolt, so he and his new friends have to go try to find the bolt and give it to Zeus before the summer solstice. This book, I think you already know my thoughts on this book before we get into the spoiler review. Someone's texting me. If you don't know my thoughts on this book, you probably haven't watched my channel, so now I will tell you. But this book I loved. I loved it when I read it the first time. I loved it the second time I read it. Great start to a series, and it's so good. The narrator, Percy, is hilarious. He's fantastic. Basically all I can say for the non-spoilery part, so if you have not read this book, I don't know what to say to you. I will probably appear at your house with a pitchfork and a torch. So bye, people who haven't read this fantastic book, and then come back when you do. Are those mortals gone? So I forgot that a lot of stuff happens in this book. Well, because I just remember so much from the terrible movie that I forgot that we went to the Arch. I forgot that Ares appears in the first book. I forgot about Hades' helmet. I forgot Grover does not stay with Hades. Oh my god. How could I forget about this book? I should know everything about this book. It's terrible. It's terrible that all I can remember is that dumb movie. So let's first start off with the beginning. So we are introduced to Percy, who is my favorite character of all time and my favorite fictional boyfriend that I have. He has great character development throughout this book and the rest of the series. He doesn't really like himself, and throughout the book he's like, I'm a mistake, I don't do anything right, and I feel so bad for this kid. He's such a great guy, and he's abused by Smelly Gabe. The gods look down on him and saying, you're a mistake, but he like proves he's like, oh heck no, I am awesome, so you have to deal with it. I remember when watching the reviews of The Lightning Thief and everyone complaining about Grover, and I didn't really get it. Now I do. I don't understand how people trust him with demigods after one turned into a tree. At least cheer on Chiron. At least Chiron was there to help Grover because he was not doing well with Percy. The part where Percy goes, I told Grover I didn't think Mrs. Dodds was human. He looked at me real serious and said, you're absolutely right. Grover, that was great. Real smooth. And I didn't notice that Percy made a reference, he probably didn't notice, to the Heroes of Olympus series. I don't know if Rick Riordan knew that he was going to do Heroes of Olympus. There was one part where he was talking about how Chiron was like, had Greek and Roman armor. So Percy gets to Camp Half-Blood, and he meets his future wife, future girlfriend, Annabeth, who have a great interjection of, you drool in your sleep. And like having comebacks at each other, like Annabeth calls him Seaweed Brain. I think Clarice called her Wise Girl, and then he's like started calling her Wise Girl. And I totally forgot that the Hellhound comes into Camp Half. I forgot about a lot of stuff, as you can see in this video. I forgot that Hellhound comes and attacks him, and that's what makes Chiron like, we have to get him out of here. We have to get this bolt or something. Rick Riordan, I'm just gonna call him Rick Riordan, even though I don't even know how to say my favorite author's name. I forgot how great this writing is. I forgot how good it is. Not only does it have a great main character with sass and keeps you interested, it's really good descriptively. It's not like Lord of the Rings where basically he describes a boat for like 50 pages. But like you understand how Percy and what he's seeing, you're like in his eyes, and I really love that. My favorite part, I love Percy discovering him being a Poseidon child. I love that part. They're like, look, and he looks over his head and he's like, oh, great, I'm Poseidon. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be dead soon. Talk about Annabeth. I totally forgot that she had the sob story about her father basically kind of disowning her. Demigods have like sad stories. I mean, like, we have Percy with his abusive stepfather and Annabeth with her really abusive stepmother. Poor children. I also totally forgot that there's this huge climactic battle with Ares. Oh my god. And it's so cool. Percy uses his powers and he's like, take that, Ares, you dumb god. And then Ares is like, curse upon your household. I love that Rick Riordan's like, famous people are demigods too. Like, I remember that he referenced George Washington, which is awesome because I'm like,
here comes the general. Rise up. What? Here comes the general. Rise up.
and then the poodle. I just imagined the pink poodle from like Webkins. Do you guys remember that poodle? Do you guys remember Webkins? I had like 27. I still have them down in my basement. Also, another huge thing that I love about Rick Riordan's book, I love that the gods aren't like the movie where they make them actual like gods, like they're dressed in armor and like that. They had them in like actual like outfits, like he was describing his father wearing a Hawaiian shirt, Zeus is wearing a black suit, Ares is a biker dude. I think it's so creative and so well done. I also love that Rick Riordan's books, there's a crazy aspect, like something really weird happens, but he makes it work, like the talking poodle, but like it's so crazy that it works, that there's an explanation because of the Greek mythology or the Roman mythology or the Norse mythology or the Egyptian mythology. There's also a reference in here that I actually kind of was laughing at but also crying at, was that Percy was talking to Luke at the end and he's just like, haha, you think I can get you can make me go into Tartarus? Has Rick Riordan been planning that for the whole series and into the Hero Olympus series? I totally forgot to talk about Percy's mom. Percy's mom is awesome because she goes through all this crap for her son, and I really love their relationship together, and it's so adorable. Ow, did I damage the other copy of my favorite book? She was like, Percy, let me handle this myself. And I was like, you go, Sally! You're taking things into your own hands. I totally forgot that Percy gets basically murdered by Luke. But it's like supervillains where they're like, I just told you my whole plan. I need to kill you so you can't tell anyone else. So Percy's first instinct is to go to the water. But then he's like, okay, no, I have 60 seconds before I die. And luckily he's calling for help. People are seeing him. And then he wakes up. Annabeth is again on his side. There's a part in the book when he first meets Annabeth, or he first sees her, and he's like, she's pretty. This is my OTP at their young stage. So that is it for my Lightning Thief book review. If you please like, comment, subscribe, comment down below your favorite parts about the Lightning Thief, and will you join us this Saturday, May 28th, on Josh Book Dragon's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our talk about this. You can talk about the stuff that I pointed out, talk about stuff that you want to talk about. Just ask us questions on Twitter using the hashtag GodlyReadAlong. You could comment on this video asking questions. Bye! Percy Jackson, you're my favorite dude. Annabeth, you're awesome too. Grover, no. Luckily I'm home alone.